Welcome to Real Life Investing today. This is Al. Get ready to talk to you guys about Quant. Looks like it's down just a little bit. Let's see, about 2%. Quant is what, $112 at the moment. So for the 1 day, it's down just a tad bit. For the 7 day, it is down just 1%. And let's see, for the month, it is down just 1%. Very interesting. So, but remember, whatever we say on the channel is not financial advice. However, if you like what you see today, we just ask you to like and subscribe to us. We definitely appreciate you guys, and we are growing. We just ask you to grow with us. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and look at the 1 year. I think we're up by 75% on the year. So let's see. Overall, just a heads up on Quant. Um, for the majority of the year, it was under 100. Now it's over 100. One of the things we want to look at is the fact that it has a long ways to grow. So let's just go ahead and look at this. Do not forget the fact that the total supply for Quant is like what, a little bit over 14 million, but the actual circulating supply in existence that we know of is about 12 million. So very rare commodity here. Market cap is still just barely over a billion at 1.35 billion. So we got a long ways to run and a lot of potential with Quant. Just keep that in mind as we get ready to go a little bit further. Now let's go ahead and start setting the scene to kind of give you a bigger picture. Ethereum is at what, 4,600 at the moment. Bitcoin is at 119,000. So things have cooled off just a little bit, which is fine. Remember, I was talking about the month of August was going to be kind of like a dead month that you had to be very careful. You didn't want to get shaken out of the market. The main thing is, I said, don't expect a whole lot to happen in August, right? And kind of like, it's been up and down, up and down. So the main thing is we're looking for that quantitative easing next month in September. That is when we could possibly see some great things happen. I think that a lot of people, especially investors, like huge, how can I say, institutional investors, are waiting for the quarter point. Hopefully, get a quarter point of a little ease there as far as interest rates, things of that nature. I think that once we see just a little bit more liquidity in the markets by next month, hopefully, that we will see a huge spike in, how can I say, liquidity, huge spike in prices as well. So let's just worry about that for next month. For this month, right now, we're doing a little bit of DCAing. Speaking of DCAing, this would be a great time. Like, if your quant is down just a little bit, if you need to kind of work on your position, do so. Anything that you're really down in, like if you're, well, this is my personal opinion, but if you're down on something like really way down, uh, this will be really a great time to get that dollar cost average together. Because one of the things that happens is like once the prices start going up, if your DCA is not in the right spot, you're going to be in pretty bad shape. So keep that in mind. This is a great time to start working on your dollar cost averaging, especially for the month of August. Now, all season is going to be about 45. Fear and greed is kind of neutral. So let's go ahead and move a little bit further, talking about some Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is going to be at 58.6%. Ethereum at what, 39? So I'm sorry, not 39, but 13.9%. So this is what we're looking at right now with Bitcoin and Ethereum. Um, we're getting the right ratios, but at the same time, notice that as far as the Bitcoin dominance is still pretty dominant. We're still close to 60. Also, with Ethereum has started to rise, and that's what we wanted to see. But we're kind of like on the leg. We're just like getting started with any possible look at an alt season. And like I said before, month of August, don't expect much to change with this chart. Even if it does, like I said, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm not expecting a whole lot to change for the month of August, maybe even for the beginning of September. Another thing about September, you might see a fall at the very beginning, or, especially like towards this the time that we're supposed to get the interest rate cut or at least maybe a little bit of liquidity in the market. You might even see a fall in the beginning of September. Just saying, just to shake, just to shake the final people out that are really holding on. So just don't be discouraged by anything that you see for the next month. And my personal thoughts on the matter, just hold tight. And if you get discouraged, just don't do anything. Just leave the markets alone for a while. Just wait until next month. Hopefully, we get that little bit of quantitative easing, and if we do that, that's gonna like send the markets flying. Just saying, not financial advice, right? But at the same time, I expect the fall, and usually the fall is when we see the biggest jumps, especially in the cryptocurrency market. So no worries. All right, let's go to X site here and start looking at Quant, the infrastructure of money. This is the brand new announcement, just a few hours old here. It says, let's see, Quant Fusion DevNet. This is going to be the August update here. Says our open source connectors specification has been trialed very successfully. Within days of releasing the specification, connectors for EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine, Hedera, and SUI had been built. Quant Fusion will support Quant's DLT, agnostic data model, and blockchain specific data models for any connected network. The immediate next step is to finalize the automated method to embed user created connectors into Fusion. We also continue our DevNet testing and auditing of the multi-ledger rollup section. So they're going to give you the full technical update. We're not going to go through that, but just goes to show right now that Quant is connecting with Ethereum, Hedera, and SUI. So Quant is making a lot of connections that are making it more decentralized and more efficient. So a lot of great things are happening for Quant. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that with this particular, how can I say, this particular site. Let's keep it moving. Let's go. Just a little quick reminder. This is from the website, letting you know that Quant is trusted by the central banks and the global financial institutions. Worked on the digital pound, the digital euro, and the UK RLN. So just keep that in mind. Quant is basically, how can I say, working with central banks, global financial institutions, working with the euro, working with the British pound. Guys, we already know that Quant is international. Just saying. Anyways, let's go to the next thing. Another reminder, this is out of Tampa, Florida. So just goes to show that Quant is also moving across the pond, if you know what I mean. So right here with Quant is talking about the company's latest initiative includes the launch of Cubitera Holdings Incorporated, its majority-owned subsidiary spearheading blockchain development. Cubitera is rolling out the Quant blockchain, which we already are aware of, right? Next generation blockchain tailored for medical, merchant, and fintech use cases. So just giving you a heads up that there are people all over the world, whether it's in Europe or whether in North America, et cetera, that are acknowledging the power of the Quant blockchain. So one of the things we want to be encouraged about is the fact that there's a lot of great developments happening. And at the moment right now, what Quant is doing is getting in position to be successful. And once all of a sudden you're seeing a lot of, how can I say, quant-based blockchains go online, you're going to see a lot of great things happening. It's just a matter of time before things really break out. So the good part about it is Quant is positioning itself to be successful. Now, let's go a little bit further here. It says its first flagship product, talking about Quant, Yabi is a cross-chain wallet app designed to modernize peer-to-peer payments and real-world crypto utility. So right here, we got the full alliance group is executing a bold operational relaunch centered around decentralized finance, consumer trust, and a multi-vertical ecosystem strategy, bridging Web3 infrastructure with mainstream utility. In other words, the use cases for Quant are becoming, how can I say, they're starting to multiply. So the utilization of blockchain is really starting to get very, very good. All right, just something to keep in mind, right? Now let's go a little bit further looking at Quant. This is the 6 month chart. I want everybody to see something right here is that we're mostly up above 100. Now, let's see, right down here, this was like somewhere in the summertime around June or so. This was maybe a few months ago. Yeah. So right down here was when Quant was well below 100. So just to give you a heads up right here, the chart is mostly above 100 right now. Some of you guys that have been in Quant for a while remember when it dropped. But for those of you who are maybe saying to yourself, okay, it's kind of stacking at the moment. Not really. I don't think we want to be thinking that. One of the things I'm going to point out, let me just go to the crypto bubble right here on this side. Uh, if you can notice right here that Quant is up for the year 76.8%. So that is really good. That's higher than Ethereum at the moment and higher than a lot of other coins that are out there. So keep in mind that Quant is definitely on the move. And if you bought it a year ago, you would be at 76% profit. So, guys, Quant is going to continue to rise. Yeah, here it is right here as well. Quant is going to continue to rise. Um, it would not hurt any of our feelings, in my opinion, if Quant went below 100. I mean, I would be keeping my fingers crossed for that. But most likely, it's, like I said, not financial advice. Most likely, it's not going to get there. But if your Quant position, if you find that you are, how can I say, your position right now is higher, and you're maybe, let's say, you're down on your position just a little bit, might be a great time to DCA in a little, just to make sure that you get your dollar cost averaging at the best of your ability. So in other words, if your average Quant is like 130, you want to try to work on that. This would be a good opportunity to do so. And so by next month, we're looking to see the market like do some more breaking out. But for this month, I would just DCA the heck out of this. We know that Quant is going way up. We have a lot of great predictions before, even into the thousands. But at the same time, let's be realistic and take it one day at a time. So Quant is looking fantastic, and it's looking like it's going to be an international utilization play. So guys, keep it up and keep up the good work. And all my Quant people, recognize the fact that the time is now to DCA if you haven't. And also, just keep in mind that, what can I say? Patience is going to be a virtue with Quant, and patience is going to be a virtue with the market overall. This is Al, Real Life Investing. You guys have a great one. Looking forward to what we're going to see in the future with Quant. And take it easy if you can. Bye.
Please share, like, comment, and subscribe to Real Life Investing. And thank you for watching.